The following is a RackRadioShow.com exclusive.
And welcome back to The Rack right here on WildTalkRadio.com, brought to you by our friends over at Wrestling Figure Wednesdays. Go to youtube.com/MBG1211 for all your stop-motion wrestling action figure needs. Joining us right now is the man who brought the authority back to both Raw and Smackdown, which is moving to Thursday nights on Sci-Fi. Everyone, please welcome to The Rack, Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm very good. We're happy to be talking to you. So my first question, we have to talk about last night because you had a pretty big night last night. You got to curb stomp both John Cena and Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw. How did that feel?
It felt real good. Those big nights you're referring to, they're starting to pile up a little bit here and there. I'm starting to have them more and more and more. And last night, surely Raw standing over both John Cena and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar is a feat that, honestly, I don't think there are any other men can say that they've done that. I might be the only one in the history of WWE, so that's quite monumental.
It is quite monumental. And speaking of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, you are in the match for the Royal Rumble. Are you, ready to seize the opportunity and win your first title, or are you going to maybe sort of wait and rely more on your Money in the Bank?
No, my strategy for this match is to go in full bore, 100%, 110%, whatever you want to call it, and try to win the match. If things don't work out and, I don't end up winning, the odds are against me for sure. I have a backup plan. I always have plan B, and that is my Money in the Bank briefcase. It's an unprecedented situation. I don't think in the history of the Money in the Bank briefcase in contract, you've had a scenario where the champion or the challenger has had two opportunities essentially to win the title. So it should be a very interesting Royal Rumble. I think the fans are gonna, I think they're gonna be on the edge of their seats the whole time.
Well, I certainly hope so. I know I'm excited for it. I know my producer's excited for it as well. So, when you win the World Heavyweight Championship, which we all know you're going to do, we have every confidence in you. And you go to WrestleMania this year, do you have anybody in mind that you'd like to defend against?
Well, no.
No?
No, not really. I mean, if I go in as the WWE champion, I could really care less who my opponent is. Whoever wins the Royal Rumble, I suppose, would be the man there. That in itself is a difficult task to beat 29 other superstars and climb the mountain, so to speak. But if you ask me for a preference, no, I don't really have a preference about whose butt I'm going to kick at WrestleMania.
Okay, so, I have to know, kind of transitioning back out, what was it like for you to work with both Triple H and Stephanie McMahon over the last few months on TV?
Oh, they're phenomenal. Two of the greatest minds in the history of our industry. You got one who was, born and bred a McMahon, so she knows everything there is to know about what we do, and she knows all the little tricks of the trade, and she sees things from a completely different perspective. So you have that, and then on the other end, you have the cerebral assassin, the man who's been, WWE champion multiple times, who's clearly the heir apparent to the company itself, and he's already running the ship for the most part. So, I mean, there's really no better mentors. If you're not learning something every single day, every time you go out there, then you're really just making a mistake. Trying to progress yourself. So if people have kept track over the last 6, 7, 8 months, they've really, I think, noticed a lot of improvements in my game, at least I have, and a lot of that is due to Triple H and Stephanie being on my side and coaching me all the way through.
So that has to be a really cool experience because Hunter's kind of been with you from the beginning, hasn't he, where he was down with you in NXT and then he's sort of followed you up through the Shield and now to this opportunity.
Yeah, man, the man clearly has an eye for talent, It's been good, NXT was a good experience for me. We were the first kind of group of guys who were involved in that project, and if you look at what it's become now, it's pretty impressive to think about where it started and how it began very humbly in a warehouse in Tampa, and now it's basically its own brand. And to have, Triple H's support through and through the entire way has, meant more to me than I think people ever understand. And it's really helped position me where I want to be and help me grow as a person and as a performer.
Now, there's a lot of buzz around NXT right now, and certainly you helped to create that buzz. Is there anyone down there right now that you're maybe looking forward to facing in the near future when they come up?
I have a lot of friends down there, a lot of people who I traveled the road with in my previous life, and I think that those guys, the Adrian Neville, the Sami Zayn, the Finn Balor, Hideo Itami's, Kevin Owens, these are the guys who obviously are making a name for themselves right now in NXT. There's a lot of young guys too who are pushing the envelope as well, really trying to make a name for themselves in the shadow a little bit of some of those bigger names. You got someone like a CJ Parker who's been down in NXT for a while, making waves. You got a Tyler Breeze who's on the cusp of something big and stuff like that. So there's a lot of talent down there. I'm looking forward to see what the landscape up here in WWE looks like in 2, 3, 4, 5 years with all of those names that I mentioned up here working with us. It's going to be a very interesting period for the future of WWE.
It sounds like it. I know I'm super pumped for NXT as well. Now, kind of to talk about Smackdown a little bit, because that's why we're here. For years, Smackdown has been built around certain superstars, from The Undertaker to Edge, who you had an incident with a couple weeks back. With it moving back to Thursday nights, do you see this as an opportunity for yourself to maybe have the show built around you?
I would like to assume that both Raw and SmackDown will be built around me from this day forward, or maybe from the Royal Rumble on forward. I mean, I talk a lot about how the future is now. Well, I'm not the future anymore. The present is upon us, and I'm a major part of that. So SmackDown moving back to Thursday nights where it originally began is really exciting for me. Just because that's the night I used to watch it when I was younger. All the stuff with The Rock and all the other stuff, Edge and Christian and Eddie Guerrero and my security guard Joey Mercury also played a huge role in SmackDown during that period of time as well. So it's an awesome move. I'm looking forward to kind of reaching into another night of the week and just seeing what that brings and what that holds for us as far as a company moving forward. It should be good for everybody involved.
Now, do you have a favorite SmackDown moment in particular? Does anything jump out in your mind?
Man, there's a lot of really good ones. I mean, it would be hard-pressed for me not to say one of my own personal favorite moments, me powerbombing The Undertaker through a table. That's pretty iconic as far as, a SmackDown moment gets, but if I'm going to reach back in the vault, I'm going to go probably to the very first SmackDown. The Shawn Michaels super kick on The Rock was pretty awesome. I'm a big Shawn Michaels fan, so when Rock was going for that people's elbow and Shawn just clocked him right in the tooth, I thought that was pretty sweet.
Now, was that a kind of, when you found out that you were going to get to work with Taker, was that a cool experience for you?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of those things where, you don't even really think that that's ever going to happen to you in your career. And not because, I expected the level of success I had, but I expected Undertaker to be long gone by the time I, came around. And the fact that he was still here is a testament to him, and the fact that we were able to, we in the Shield, were able to ascend to that level so quickly and get a chance to be in the ring with him before, he stepped away, is pretty awesome. Obviously, he could still be around, and maybe there's a WrestleMania match for me and him in the future. But for now, I'll definitely cherish those moments that I got to spend in the ring with him.
Yeah, that had to be an amazing experience, and I'm kind of jealous that you got to do that. Won't lie, not that I would ever get in the ring with him, but
yeah, it might not turn out so well for you.
Yeah, I'm a little small. He probably could just snap me in half with a finger or something, So,
most likely.
Another big moment that happened last night on Raw was Macho Man Randy Savage getting announced to go in the Hall of Fame. It's definitely a long-awaited honor for him. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my only real thought is it's about damn time. I know there were a lot of issues with getting him into the Hall and stuff like that, but I'm really glad that after all these years, people kind of made the decision that it was the right thing to do, and there was, I think everybody knew that. It was just, kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's a little bit, and I think that everybody kind of put their piece of personal pride aside and made it well known that, one of the greatest of all time, the Macho Man, deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, and it's about time. I'm glad to be involved in it in some way, shape, or form. Just to be a part of the company while that happened. It's pretty cool.
Definitely, and I can't wait to see the induction and the speech when it happens WrestleMania weekend. So I know you're a busy guy. I don't want to hold you up, but I got one more question for you.
Oh, shoot.
What do you like to do on your day off?
Day off? What? What are those?
You don't take day off?
I mean, I don't take them. If I get them, I'll enjoy them, but they're very rare. I mean, honestly, we spend so little time at home that a good day off to me is literally doing absolutely nothing. If I don't have to get up and go run a billion errands or, go to the gym, I really just like to sit in bed and watch movies and play video games and hang out with my fiance and my dog. Like, to me, that's a day off. We just don't have the time to take vacations or, trips or anything like that. So for me, a day off is literally just doing nothing in my sweatpants.
That sounds like the best day off ever.
Yeah.
So, Seth, thank you so much for talking to us today. We greatly appreciate it. Everyone, make sure you catch him on WWE Smackdown now every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on Sci-Fi. And you want to make sure you stay tuned because coming up, we've got Smackdown, we've got NXT, we've got Tweet of the Week, and so much more. You don't want to miss it. So you're listening to The Rack right here on wildtalkradio.com, and we will be right back.